Before I start, I've seen the trailer and know the show is about abuse, so I'll be approaching this review with sensitivity and nuance. The trailer did give me some high expectations, but first, let's introduce the characters. I made a little presentation to show the important characters and their connections. Obviously, I'll explain why these people matter as we progress further into the video for those who haven't seen the drama. Honorable mentions: Jin Young, Hui Yan, and Zhang Gong. The first 4 episodes were the best in my opinion. Seeing the world building, the motivations behind each character, and just the spotlight on abuse and the lack of support for victims. Abusers typically pick the vulnerable, people with weak or non-existent support systems, people with low self-esteem who don't believe they deserve better, and people who believe love can change somebody as evil as they are. They isolate their victims if they aren't already isolated and tell them that they hate their friends and that their family doesn't want the best for them. They then convince them that they are the only person they have left, that they wouldn't survive without them. They threaten, gaslight, and manipulate, just as Junpei did, revealing how difficult it is to leave abusive relationships. So I'm glad the show offers great social commentary on abuse beyond the "why didn't you just leave" nonsense people tend to spew. There was supposed to be some kind of crazy bitch coming out of Yeonsu that Sobeek and the trailer played at, but I never really saw any of that manifest. In my eyes, what she did was completely rational. Instead, I had found her quite stubborn and prideful. She did mention herself that she has these characteristics, and these traits have led to many of the mishaps that occurred during this entire operation. Either way, 4 things were the catalyst to Yoon-soo killing Junpei, with Huisu of course. Hui Yan committing the act of unaliving herself after Yoon-soo had been complicit in her abuse, going back home to see that the abuse against her mother never ended. This then solidifies the idea that abusers never stop abusing in her mind. This is the theme of the series. She then checks on her best friend and is alarmed to find out that she's being abused by her husband. Armed with everything that she had just seen during the past however long it was in the series, and Sobioke's throwaway comment of "she should have just killed him" set her off into her act. Everything did seem to be suspiciously working in their favor, so I guess I was expecting a fall of sorts, but it felt completely unnecessary. The whole Jang Gang narrative felt like Tom and Jerry, with people just finding him and then stealing him from enemy number 1. And oops, it looks like he's escaped again. Look at that. He's threatening us. Aren't you scared? Look, enemy number 2 has found out our secret. Oh, how will we survive? I was exhausted with this goose chase and Jang Gang suddenly becoming a main character of sorts, running around threatening people just in an attempt to manufacture suspense that was never there to begin with. Jin Young was another sad attempt at an antagonist, not even for the fact that she was going against our main characters. That's her job. But at the fact that I just didn't believe she was truly capable of doing anything detrimental to the main characters. The directors and writers could not convince me that they'd allow anything horrible to happen to their characters, and I was correct. In the end, they had a happy ending and even seemed to be living it up in prison. I understand this show needed a happy ending. Their hardship couldn't be futile, but the entire latter part of the series made the show less impactful and exhausting. I still enjoyed the show, but I don't think it's anything special or groundbreaking. 6 out of 10.